Thank you so much, and thank you all for having me and for organizing this. It's a pleasure to be with you all. My name is Valerie. I am the Director of Education Programs with Compass Center. I use she, her pronouns. And so I'm really glad to be able to speak with you all because our nonprofit depends very largely on the support of volunteers. And as you can see on the slide, there's lots of different opportunities to become involved. I do think it's helpful when sort of contextualizing information about Compass Center to provide a little bit of history about how we came to be. Compass Center, we are an Orange County nonprofit that's located in Chapel Hill, really close to the campus of the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. And we formed about 10 years ago as a merger between the Family Violence Prevention Center and the Women's Center of Chapel Hill. Both agencies had existed within Orange County for decades prior to, but they came together because they recognized that there were lots of clients that were intersecting and receiving services at both agencies. And so when you think about our services now and sort of that three-pronged approach through domestic violence services, self-sufficiency services, and youth empowerment and community education, that is really reflected in the services that we're offering now. So our domestic violence crisis services, we offer a 24/7 hotline that is staffed largely through our volunteers with always with staff support. We offer safety planning, emotional support, court advocacy for folks who are in the court system related to either civil or domestic or criminal domestic violence cases. And we offer domestic violence support groups as well. Our self education, career empowerment, and preparedness services, as well as legal information services. So we partner with attorneys in the area who volunteer their time to offer support for our clients. And then lastly, our youth empowerment and community education services. So we offer opportunities for folks to be involved as ambassadors for Compass Center in the community, talking with folks about why it's important to have conversations about domestic violence, why it's important to connect this work to gender equity issues and economic justice and racial inequality and language access issues and so on and so on and so on. So we really strive to take an intersectional approach to ending domestic violence. Our services are available for anybody experiencing domestic violence in Orange County. We have Spanish speakers as well as English speakers on staff, but we do use the language line to make sure that those services are accessible to folks regardless of their language. Our self-sufficiency services are available to anyone, regardless of whether or not they're in Orange County and regardless of whether or not they identify as someone who's experienced domestic violence. I want to use these last 2 minutes to answer questions if folks have them. If not, I can certainly provide you with more information. I talk pretty fast.
Great. Any questions, anybody?
I had a question. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit more about the Hotline Advocates volunteer opportunity.
Yeah, so our Hotline Advocates opportunity is by far our most intensive volunteer opportunity, as you would imagine. So our Hotline Advocates either work during the day on daytime hotline shifts, either from 9 to 1 or 1 to 5, and you always are operating with the support of a staff member who's assigned to be your direct backup. And folks also work overnights and weekends from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m., so Friday night to Monday morning, or just during the weeknights. And so that training requires 42 hours of training. So not only is that training that we explicitly offer, but we also really want to strive to offer a really comprehensive understanding of domestic violence and the community resources available to clients. So we partner with folks from Orange County Rape Crisis Center, from the District Attorney's Office, from the Chapel Hill Crisis Unit, so the Chapel Hill Police Department and the crisis workers that work there, and so on, to really provide really thorough training. And in addition to those 42 hours, we also require a minimum of 8 hours of shadowing on the hotline before folks get involved and start answering those calls.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I will say we generally train twice a year. So we've already begun our fall training for this year, unfortunately, but we will train again in the spring. Most likely that will happen virtually again. If you are interested in just going ahead and getting your information out there so that you'll be sure to get a contact from our volunteer coordinator, go on our website and fill out a Google form application. And that way you'll already have that information there, or you can email. Her name is Erica, and that's also on the slide there. And I will put my email in the box as well, or in the chat.